Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great. So, two very huge events in the last 24 hours. Unbelievable. Yesterday, by the special grace of God, the Democrat Party of America was shamed, defeated on the floor of the Senate at the impeachment trial of President Donald J. Trump, the Lord's chosen. The shame they have been heaping on the great United States of America finally caught up with them yesterday. Their request to call in additional witnesses at the dying minute of the trial was roundly defeated with an emphatic no. And I couldn't be happier. And the second thing that happened was that it's now official. A travel ban has been placed on Nigeria by the United States of America. And I'm going to take my time to walk you through these events so you can understand, because every time I make videos, it's just to correct the misconceptions, especially the ones that are peddled by the mainstream media, the chief of which is CNN. I've already seen people reacting, saying, why would they be having a trial without witnesses? Have you asked yourself, when was the last time in the life of the United States of America that you had such a partisan impeachment? When was the last time? Can you remember the date? An impeachment in which there was a consensus against it, not for it. Because Democrats actually voted with Republicans not to go forward with the impeachment. But Pelosi, Schiff, and Nadler needed to move forward with it because they are all maniacs representing corrupt human beings who know too well that if the Lord tarries and Trump remains in office, that the hammer is coming on all of them one by one. These are the people that are making shift, bypass the constitutional provisions for impeachment and ignore the laws of the United States, because he's pursuing this not for the American people but for his own personal gains. And it's such a bloody shame. It is such a bloody shame. And look at CNN. CNN is constantly getting people to focus on bringing witness. But the Democrats had all the time in the world, with more than 28,000 pages of documents, 17 witnesses, and all the time that they could get. But they were rushing. They needed to get this impeachment. Remember, they never allowed the minority Republicans in the House any time to bring a witness. They didn't even give them the opportunity. We all watched it on TV, how they were humiliating them as if they were not part of the House. And now they come to the Senate and want the Republicans to do a job for them that they could not do. You had the John Bolton that you're crying over today. You had him within your reach. If you subpoenaed Bolton and he said no, go to court. Take your time. If it's Mulvaney and he says no, do the other thing that you should do. You have the right to do it. Even Republicans were telling them, Democrats, are you sure you guys are ready for this? Take your time. Stop rushing. They were not going to stop. Because Pelosi had already promised her base that they were going to impeach Trump before Christmas. So it was no longer about doing a good job. It was about meeting a deadline that was fixed by Pelosi and Schiff. To remove a sitting, this is not Nigerian president or some shithole country. This is an American president. And you treat it with kid gloves? Are you kidding me? Take your time. Get all the subpoena you want to get. Get all the documents you need. But no, they won't do it. It's time to impeach because they've already gotten a code for it. They call it impeachment. And you saw how they were all celebrating and slapping high fives and so happy. And then they go in front of the press and tell you it's a somber moment. in the life of our nation. But then they go around, they slap high five. Oh my goodness, we're going to impeach Trump. And now, heaven told the whole world that your case is tight. The Democrats told the whole world, not just Americans, that they have gotten overwhelming evidence that President Trump committed a high crime, very impeachable. That's why they went to vote. Remember when they made all of us almost pee in our pants? When they said, when they were bringing the witnesses and they say, oh, Sunderland became like, oh, everybody was waiting for Sunderland to come. Ambassador Sunderland came, which was the guy that was going to now prove to the whole world that Trump had committed an impeachable crime. To their shame, the man repeatedly said there was no quid pro quo. He said, Trump said, I don't want anything. That was from Ambassador Sunderland. No quid pro quo. And that's the guy they told us was going to improve, was going to prove to the whole world that Trump committed quid pro quo. The man said it never happened, that even Trump told him that I don't want any quid pro quo. And you would expect that the Democrats will hide their heads and faces in shame and just disappear. They continued right on because that's how gangsters behave. That's who Adam Schiff is. Like a maniac. He doesn't control what he does. Like, he just has to do it. Just imagine. And now you come to the floor of the Senate, and not just coming to the floor, towards the point when they want to make the important vote, you now say you want Bolton, and Bolton did not see it right to testify or to share anything with you guys until this time, and suddenly the way he wants to do it is to go and leak something to New York Times, and that's what respectable senators will now rely on to call an additional witness because you think the senators are lunatics like you guys over there. No! You have belittled America enough. You have shamed the United States of America enough. Can't have any more of this. That's why the senators, no, we're not having this anymore. Listen to what Murkowski said. She said, oh, no, what is all this? We've already shamed America enough in this place and now you want to do... No. That's why the woman gave her vote. Because the shame and the sham of the Democratic Party led by Pelosi and Schiff is now known to the whole world. And CNN doesn't want to tell the truth, just like they don't want to tell the truth about the Russia collusion, which they peddled for more than 2 years, telling the whole world that Trump colluded with Russia to win elections. IG report came out and proved that it was a lie. He never colluded with Russia. More than 60 million Americans just simply said, we've had enough. We need a change. CNN, have they apologized to you? If you listen to them, have they apologized? Have they even taken enough time to talk about that IG report and see all the things, the violations that took place? They won't talk about it. The same thing they're doing right now, coming to make everybody get angry with the senators. Oh, they didn't call trials. How can you have an impeachment trial without witnesses? But how can you have an impeachment at all that is so partisan that even the party of the Democrats, their members were now voting with the Republicans not to go forward with the impeachment? So if there was any consensus, it was on the side of those who said, don't go forward because there is nothing there. And yet they move forward with it. And CNN never took time to stay because it's an arm, an extension of the Democratic Party. CNN is not a news network. It's just a party network. It belongs to the DNC. And so for those of you who do not understand, please, I hope you understand that these guys are liars. The witnesses they want to call, they have not followed any proper procedure. They have not done anything right. They just don't want you to blame them. Listen to what a powerful powerful Democrat who contributes on CNN regularly, said yesterday, her name is Gloria Borger. She said openly before the whole world that the Democrats know that they are not going to go anywhere with this impeachment thing. They know that they are not going to win, but they just want to keep making their cases to the American people, hoping that it will just drag on. Their plan is to impede the re-electability of President Trump. They want to impede his election campaign. They don't want him to have time to campaign for his re-election. This is what these guys are doing. These are criminals because they don't have any candidate. I said it in my last video. The Democrats don't have any candidate. Mention all the people on their lineup. Who is there to beat Trump? Nobody. So the best thing is to keep on dragging this so it drags into the election season and then puts a dent on Trump. And the Republican senators say, no, we're not having any of that. So that's why this happened. They have done nothing wrong. If anything, they have done everything right by denying to let an extra witness. They know they will not win. Their own Democrat woman said it on TV. They just want to drag it on because they will never win. You know why I know they will never win? In case you don't believe me or you don't believe Gloria Borger, listen to what Dershowitz said on the floor of the Senate. He said, even if what you say Bolton had written is true, it's still not an impeachable offense. Follow the constitutions of the U.S. and don't make your own constitution up as you get along, these Democrats. Can you imagine if these people are in power? What a shithole America would become. That's why I'm grateful. And if CNN doesn't tell you the truth, I will always find a way to tell you that truth. So now you know. And coming to the travel ban placed on Nigeria, I saw somebody who was getting angry that Donald Trump had placed a ban on Nigeria and was talking all kinds of nonsense. And I asked, from what part of the brain do some of us think? Nigeria is the West African nation where ISIS in West Africa now takes Nigeria as their headquarters. Boko Haram has Nigeria as the founding nation and the headquarters. Fulani herdsmen, one of the deadliest in the world, now has Nigeria as their headquarters. The killing of Christians is at an all-time high. I don't think there's any other nation on earth where Christians are killed as much as they are killed in Nigeria, and at the rate at which they are killed in Nigeria. We just witnessed, wasn't it last week? The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria was killed, beheaded, and they videotaped it. A young college student was equally killed, and they videotaped it. They actually gave an 8-year-old a gun to kill him. And after that, back to back, another set of three guys or four were lined up and shot. And they videotaped it and released the video. And we have been watching this thing. If you go to most parts of the northern part of Nigeria, north central, predominantly Christian regions, all those regions have been overrun by terrorists. Now all the Christians there are now refugees in their own lands. Their farms taken over, their lands taken over. And this is not like it happened before. It is still ongoing as we speak. Coupled with the fact that the U.S. has brought out their own security stipulations on how any nation that wants to have its citizens immigrate to America must go. If we say you want your citizens to come to the U.S., you have to follow these security recommendations. Nigeria fell below those stipulations. Please, let me ask you, if you are a nation that cares about its citizens, if you are a president who cares about the people that put him in office, would you allow a nation that potentially constitutes a major disaster to allow its citizens come to your own country, knowing that any terrorist can easily be smuggled into the USA, through this kind of a nation that Nigeria has become under this regime. Why would you blame Donald Trump? Why? I just want to understand why. Look at the way Christians are being killed on daily basis, and they are witnessing how that the government is pardoning the terrorists and reintegrating them into the society every day. All those people reintegrated into the society, you think America does not hear about it? That they can actually get visa and move to the US anytime? And you want America, you want Donald Trump to keep quiet? You think he has more intelligence than those of you on ground in Nigeria? He's the president of the world, actually, if you ask me. Why are we surprised that there's a travel ban on Nigeria? Nigeria has become a hellhole. A hellhole. The evil that Nigeria has become, I never thought in my entire lifetime, in 1,000 lifetimes, that I would see Nigeria be like this. It is Syria all over in West Africa. In fact, Syria is now like heaven compared to Nigeria. And you want Donald Trump not to place a travel ban. Come on now. Let's think. Let's use our brains. Remember, I said it in one of my broadcasts. I said the moment America places you on a special watch list, expect the worst to happen. They are following their own laws. Because as Donald Trump said, there are gates in heaven. It's only hell that has open borders, not heaven. And that's what Nigeria has become, hell. But America wants to make sure that they replicate the principles, the immigration principles of heaven. You must have borders, you must have walls. That's what America is doing. Buhari is busy announcing that the borders of Nigeria is now, anybody can come from anywhere. That's hell. And Trump says, no, not everybody can come in here. We need to know who you are before you come in. That's heaven. So don't blame the man. Don't blame him. I knew this was going to happen. But I know that President Trump, he knows me by the grace of God that I am his #1 supporter from the African continent. And I am pleading with him right now, not even just to lift the ban, but to do more than placing bans on Nigerians. Let him do anything he can, whatever it is, to help Nigerian Christians. President Trump, I speak to you directly. Please, I know you have been working so hard. I know you have been on this matter for so long, and I have been speaking about it, praising you for it. But sir, we need more. Now that you have placed a ban on these people, we need so much more probing and interventions to save the Christians of Nigeria. They are dying every day like chickens. Help us, sir. And God will continue to help you. And I want you to know, sir, that you have so many lovers and supporters on the African continent. Right before the elections, you're going to hear from us. Ban or no ban, we are with you, and we always will be with you. Thank you all, and may God bless you real good.